this is Karen with My I'm Possible Dream, and today I am in the home of the Bachmans, and across the kitchen table from me is Justin Bachman, and Justin started an organization called Honor Good Deeds. And the first time I heard about it, I thought, oh, here's this goody two shoes type young high school kid just wanting to make a name for himself, but it's not that at all. So I want you to listen closely as Justin explains to you what Honor Good Deeds is about, because it's something that is very close to our heart, because it ties in with my I'm Possible dream and the dreams of everyone. So Justin, thank you for taking the time to talk to us. I know you're getting busy, getting ready to leave for college next week, but tell us, what is Honor Good Deeds really all about?
Of course, and first off, Karen, thank you so much for having us on. I don't know if I've ever been called a goody two shoes, at least not by at least not by somebody who's spent 5 minutes with me or my father and I together with our ridiculously sarcastic personalities. But it's great to be back on with you and Alex. Honor Good Deeds is something that I founded 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. In September 2010, I was disqualified from a cross country meet because of my Tourette syndrome. Officials thought that these tics that I was having were me trying to be rude, trying to be obnoxious. And so, long story short, they refused to be understanding and I was not allowed to run. For me, that was a breaking point. I never wanted to experience anything like that again. And I wanted to do whatever I could to make sure it didn't happen to anybody else. And so for me, at that cross country meet, the experience that really stuck out was that my teammates were there for me, that they stood up for me. And so the reason they were able to is because they were educated. And I wanted to be able to capture that moment and bring it to everybody else. And so my goal was to educate everybody around me about the differences that everyone has. And so fast forward these past 5 years, the mission has morphed and changed a lot from educating about everyone's differences to really empowering the people who are different. And to take a step back, the way we look at people who are different is it's anyone. It doesn't have to be an autism, a Down syndrome, a spina bifida, a condition that you can see, you can feel, you can hear. You walk outside of your house every day, you look at the person driving in the car next to you, you are not the same as them. They may look different, they may talk in a different way. Whatever it is, they are different from you somehow. And we want to be able to have people be proud of those differences. And so from that education message that we started out with, we've morphed into our current mission, which is to empower people, to embrace the differences that they have, and to live loud through interactive events in school and corporate programming and social media campaigns. And it's been a crazy journey. It's taken us to a lot of places. My Living Loud presentation has taken me to 14 states in front of 150 schools, being able to teach people the meaning of that title phrase, which is being proud of who you are and being able to show it off to others. It's been an incredible journey. And one of the coolest things I ever got to do was in New York City. It was something called 3.dash. There were people from all over the world that came over, students like myself that have these awesome projects. There were 30 of us from, I want to say, 4 different continents. And my roommate was a crazy guy from Zimbabwe named Takunda. And we were joking around of how, oh my gosh, one of these days he's going to come visit and he's going to be the first Zimbabwean in Cleveland. And then he posted on the Facebook page, hey, I'm coming to America. Anybody want to have me visit? And I commented, I said, yeah, I would love to have you visit. So sitting to my right, somehow, some way, we hooked it up. So TK, as we call him, has been spending a week with us. So it's been really, really cool.
So, TK, what made you go to New York for this event?
Thank you, Karen. So I was in New York for this event because it was one opportunity which before I arrived, I didn't really have a clear idea of what it was about. But what I knew before arriving in New York was that I was going to meet other 29 global teen leaders, as they are titled, who had started their own projects which are giving off people in their communities the basic needs from shelter, education, environment to food. So whatever your project is all about, this was an opportunity for you to come and to use that summit as a springboard for you to grow your project. So I really like that concept, and they they were paying for my flights and everything. So I took it up. But what I then experienced at the summit in New York was, I would call it 10 times more than what I expected, because it was more than just a summit about your project. It was about really developing friendships, relationships with people genuinely, and just realizing that there are a lot of people in this world just as young as you who want to do good at a very young age, who want to be part of the solution and not to be part of the problems that we're experiencing, who just have a lot of hope. So that was something that I got away from the summit. And like Justin said, the reason why we are here today is because of the opportunity that we had to meet at that summit. So that has been great, yeah.
Well, I mean, that to me is terrific, because most of us adults, when we look at the youth of today, we don't see a lot of young people wanting to do good. They may be out there doing good, but you don't see that. Yet I will tell you, at the Tolerance Fair, I know I was totally amazed, and I know Alex was walking around sort of in awe of many of the people that we met there, because they weren't there for themselves. They were there for each other.
Yeah.
And that's what I see between the two of you just sitting across the table from me, that you're there for each other.
Community is a very, very powerful thing. In New York, like TK said, there were 29 other kids, excluding myself, 28 excluding both of us, that all had a project, that all had a simple goal, something small of changing the world. And when you meet other people who are like-minded, when you meet other people that want to make a difference, whether it is in these big ways like TK and I and the rest of our global team leader family, or it's people who are just holding the door open for every person that they see. The person who, after their shopping, they put all their bags in their car, they go and they take every shopping cart and put it back in that one parking spot. Those little things for that community of people who really want to make a change, it's incredibly strong.
So, just when you started Honor Good Deeds, part of that was creating these tolerance fairs.
Yes.
But now you're taking it in a slightly different direction.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this new direction, because this is even more empowering.
Thank you. To really start off, what spurred a lot of this change is I am going to college. For the past 5 years, Honor Good Deeds has been, by no fault of anyone, my story. It's been Living Loud, which is the presentation of the journey that I've made, the tolerance fairs I've been, the MCs, everything like that. But with me going away to college, not only am I not going to be able to be as involved, but we saw it as a great point to evolve the organization, to go from the story of one kid to really the story of everyone. And so a lot of things are changing. We are no longer going to be known as Honor Good Deeds. We are changing our name. We're going to be doing business as Different Like You. We are launching our newest program, our biggest program, which is called I Want to Tell You. And it's a storytelling project. It is a safe, interactive, and life-changing outlet that allows everyone who uses it to discover immediate self-confidence, personal acceptance. People create short 30-second videos on that I Want to Tell You theme that might share a discovery, a difficult journey, an inspiration, or a story of triumph. And those videos are put into a growing library that anyone can access. And then we pair those videos up with resources, nonprofit organizations, support groups, advocacy organizations, volunteer groups, anything you can think of, and it's localized to you. So if you type in your zip code, the organizations that are around you will pop up. So you can go and get involved, or it'll be targeted at that video. So a person who is newly diagnosed with, say, diabetes could go and search diabetes and then find a video of somebody saying, I want to tell you that I'm diabetic. And although it may seem that I get moody at times, it's not because I'm upset with you, my blood sugar just may be low. And then right next to that video, there are organizations paired up with it that can give that person the resources to gain the confidence that they need. What we're really trying to do is to harness tech and to harness storytelling to create this community of people who want to embrace the differences in themselves and the differences in others. And since it's going to be online, it can be accessed by anyone, anywhere in the country and anywhere in the world. That way, you're always just 1 or 2 clicks away from seeing somebody who's going through the same things that you are. when I was first diagnosed with Tourette's, I felt alone, and I didn't know who to turn to. And so this, I Want to Tell You program and our new Different Like You organization really is going to allow us to take our mission and our message that was really one-to-one and expand it to people all over the country and all over the world.
Well, you know, I'm amazed with it, but it's exactly what we need.
Thank you.
When Alex and or when I asked permission of Alex to take the name of My I'm Possible Dream and turn it into a radio show and podcast, the concept was to reach out and find people like yourself, like TK, like Alex, who have those struggles, but are finding ways to overcome them, so that other people can look at you and not necessarily put you up on a pedestal, although I do tend to do that, Justin, I'm sorry, but to see where you've been and where you are now, and know where you still can go. And what I try to tell people when we meet with them, your achievements are your achievements, and you don't have to compare them against anybody else. Your organization is growing by leaps and bounds. That's terrific.
Thank you.
But there are other people that are going to have organizations similar to yours. They may not grow as large, but as long as they are prospering, that's what's important.
Even starting I am inspired every day, not by the CEOs, not by the executives that walk in every day and have made it to the top. I am inspired by the people who are fighting every day to make it. I'm inspired by the people who really have the drive. And so, like you said, it's not about the people who are growing by leaps and bounds. For me, the thing that I'm most proud of with Living Loud, I don't often tell people about my 3 suicide attempts as a child, but in Living Loud I talk about it. And after 15 of the 150 speeches that I've given, I had students come up to me and they had said that they had a plan to commit suicide. But after hearing that I was able to get through it, they wanted to figure out how I got help. And so those students who really saw that there was worth in their life, that's immeasurable to me. And being able to help people in that way is something that is just jaw-dropping every time.
Well, and you're an open, honest person, and those are the speakers that we need. TK, I went out and I read some information about what you're trying to do, and just trying to bring goodness, out, and trying to help a little bit at a time. That little bit grows bigger and bigger every day. When you get back to Zimbabwe, what's your next mission?
Well, I won't really know what exactly I'm going to do, but like you said, it's all about taking the small steps that I can to try to help. And like what Justin said before, I think what I started is now evolved to become a movement which everybody now wants or is part of. So I'm now less of myself in the project that I'm doing and more of us. So the project that I'm doing is called Circle of Influence Project Society, and it's all about giving high school students a platform where they can turn their desire to be involved in community to a reality in whatever interest they might have, to just take that step towards becoming the next generation of successful servant leaders in our community, to be able to think about others, to be able to consider others, to be able to know that this world is all about us and not just about myself. So when I head back, I mean, the project right now is at a stage where we want to create a lot more structure for sustainable purposes, because I'm also going to be heading off to college in a year's time. So I want also to have a lot more structure and to expand. My aim and our aim for the project is that in the next 5 years, we are present in all 15 countries in Southern Africa. And why this is because in these 15 countries, politically there's a non requirement for visas when you're moving in these 15 countries. There's a lot of common threads in all these countries, such as, I mean, the languages, the culture around, and the resources around. So a problem that is being faced in Zimbabwe is also the same problem in South Africa and all the other 15 countries like Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, and that southern deepest part of Africa. So I think that is where we want to be, to take the organization, and it all starts by me, sharing this opportunity with the high school students and them being able to realize upon themselves that they have the ability to do something in whatever way they can, and they tell their friend, and that friend tells the other friend, and that way one day, hopefully in 5 years time, we'll be in all 15 countries.
That's fantastic, and it takes networking.
Yeah.
And if we can all work together to come together and help each other out. It's not about, and this is something that Alex and I have talked about, is we see all these different groups that pop up all over. If we can come together, we're going to be stronger. Our voices will be heard. But it's when you try to do it on your own, and you think, I have to make that impact. You can make an impact, but you got to join together. And that was one of the fantastic things that we saw at the Tolerance Fair, is that all those individuals who came to speak, who came to listen, they came, like you said, as community. They didn't come individually. And I'm amazed that two young men like yourself are doing this in the world. I'm amazed that Alex decided 2 years ago that this was his mission as well. You're going off to college soon here.
Yes.
And if I remember correctly, you're going into broadcasting and communications.
Broadcast and digital journalism, yeah.
So, I know your parents are going to run the foundation
Yes,
while you're at school, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be participating.
Exactly.
Do you foresee that you're going to do some speaking engagements in between
Very
classes?
few. The way that it's set up is, for the first time in my life, I'm going to actually be a student and pretty much nothing else. I do have a couple of speaking engagements that are pivotal to the organization that I really just can't miss. But aside from that, I'm trying to leave school as little as possible so I can really get acclimated, be on campus as much as I can. And the other thing is, with me going away, I'm definitely not stepping out. I have been seeing this launch of the new I Want to Tell You program and the changing of the name of Different Like You as a stepping stone. Honor Good Deeds was really my story. But Different Like You is going to be the story of everyone. And so me stepping away at this time is really a perfect transition. The other thing is, with me going away, is it's going to allow for a lot more young leaders to step in. We have been working with a group of 5 or 6 high school students that really are amazing kids with great leadership desires, great leadership qualities, skills that they want to change the world, and we want to give them the opportunity to do so. And so we're working with them, getting their ideas. We sit around a table with these kids and they think of things that we never would have been able to. And so stepping away for me isn't a bad thing. It's something I'm very excited about, because I'm excited to see how everything changes. It's going to be difficult. It has been difficult. I have definitely had not fun days with it, but that's how it's going to have to be. And if I'm going to be successful in or out of Honor Good Deeds, whether it is as a broadcaster, whether it is in something I decide to change my major, whatever it may be, I know that I still have it behind me, but I have to see that it's more than just the story of one, because we're all different.
Wow, that is empowering. And your story will always be there, but your story will grow with you. And again, that's what we have seen with My I'm Possible Dream. Again, it started out with talking about autism awareness, anti-bullying. Now we talk about anything that gets you to your dream. And anyone. You don't have to have a medical condition, okay? If it weren't for Alex, I wouldn't be following my dream. And to me, that is amazing when you can learn from somebody else. I am just so excited about the new launch. I can't wait to see how it grows. TK, I'm going to find you on Facebook so that I can follow you, because I just want to see exactly what is going on in those 15 countries. See, I remembered.
Yes.
My brain may be a little frazzled, but it's not quite so frazzled. And you're going home tomorrow?
Yes, I'm returning back home tomorrow. Yeah, it's been a very pleasant week being around here, learning a lot of things. This is a side of the world which I did not have experience with before, so it's been great being around Cleveland, seeing how people live, but it's also very interesting how there are a lot of similarities. You know, I'm coming from a developing world, different culture, but there are a lot of common values and ways that guide us, such as family and love for one another. So that has been great. Something to take home with. Yeah.
So when you go home, how large of a family do you have?
So my family is an extended family. I pretty much grew up separated from my parents. I was raised with my siblings and cousins. So I've got 3 homes, 2 in Zimbabwe, 1 in South Africa.
I'm gonna check that. You have 4 homes.
4
2
homes.
in Zimbabwe,
Oh,
1 in
yes.
South Africa, and 1
And
in
one in
Cleveland.
One in
Cleveland.
Cleveland. The Bachmans will
Definitely.
never let you
Yes,
go.
Not a chance.
definitely. Yeah, my bad for that one. So I have a very interesting family dynamic. So now that my elder siblings have now grown, they have their own homes, and I cannot really choose which one is my home, because I visit them and try to spend my time equally in all 3 of them, and that's just how it has been, just a spread out family. And my parents stayed in South Africa for more than 10 years now, working there, while it's me and my brothers grew up in Zimbabwe. So yeah, it's the way it is.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, keep us informed what's going on. I'm going to make sure you have our card before you leave today. And Justin, the best of luck in
Thank you.
Syracuse. It's not that far from here, so you know, you can come back and visit. I know that door will always be open.
Of course.
It's going to be tough on Mom when you leave, but she'll get over that too.
Yeah, it's not the first time that they've done this, so I mean, it's something that's exciting for all of us.
I'm sure it is. And I want everybody just to, you know, follow you. We will keep them updated. We have your information on our blog, which is myimpossibledreamah.wordpress. And every time something happens with Honor Good Deeds and their new name, as soon as it officially launches, we will put all that out there. But until then, follow them at Honor Good Deeds. And for that, I'm going to say thank you, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Can't wait. Thank you so much.